This is Routing Temple, a game where I did 3D graphics and level design. It was created at KrakJam 2023, which is a part of the Global GameJam. This is a challenge where you have only 48 hours to create a video game on a given topic. Hi, I'm Filip Leszczyński, and in this video I will show you what techniques I use to finish the graphics for this game in only 48 hours. Let's start with the fact that I created this game together with a team that consisted of 5 people in total. One 2D graphics designer and 2 programmers were on the game jam for the first time, and also my programmer friend, with whom I have been to such an event more than once. The theme of this year's Global Game Jam was Root, so we decided to make a hack-and-slash game about a druid who was sent on a mission to clean an ancient temple, because this place was desecrated by dark spiders. During his adventure, our druid will gain better and better nature magic spells. In previous game jams, I usually opened Blender right away and started with modeling. However, it often did not give good results and ended up in frustration, bad thoughts, and undermining my skills. Because of this, I was wasting my time and willpower, which are so important on game jams. However, now, having learned from the mistakes of the past and after searching for the references in the internet, I decided to start with a blockout in Unreal Engine 5. At the very beginning, I wanted to have a blockout of first rooms in the temple, and also place the camera in the right position. Also, I wanted to play with the lights to have initial idea what the game will look like, feel its unique atmosphere of mystery, and also show the team to make sure that everyone is on the same page. In my mind, I already had a vision of how the graphics would look like. I wanted to go with more stylized graphics, a bit like in The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, but not colorful, but more dark and mysterious. The temple itself was supposed to be inspired by those from Mayan and Aztec civilizations. Placed from time to time in the ceiling, holes were supposed to let in rays of light to show the player where to go next. After basic blockout and setting first rays of light, I opened Blender to make a tree texture. It was the first time I used this technique. The idea is to have many different surfaces on one texture, so that different models can use same texture, which would save time and computer resources, and the player would not feel that something is repetitive. As it was my first time, I relied heavily on this tutorial to better understand the whole process. I made a wall sculpt in this way, which I then baked as a normal map in Substance 3D Painter. I also made a texture in this program which I could later easily put on walls, passages and pillars. I used baked normal map, which tells the engine how to reflect light from the surfaces, making it possible to save number of vertices on those models. Then it was finally time for our druid spells: Cane Swing, Big Nut, Plant Wall and Surface Root. Unfortunately, we ran out of time to do a variety of enemy types. We managed to make only Dark Spider, which I textured in Substance 3D Painter. Finally, there was level design. Here I was very inspired by the game It Takes Two, and specifically the hack and slash stage. I decided to prevent players getting lost. The further path will always go to the right or up the screen. Here I focused to lighting the main path because players like to stick to the light like flies. To make it easier for players to find spells, there is a spotlight visible from distance on each chest in which something can be found. The first room and corridor are for the players to get comfortable with controls and test themselves on the first opponent. In the next section are large corridors and large chambers in which player can experiment with spells. Players can use different strategies, for example blocking the enemies in the pathways using Plant Wall and then finishing them off with Cane Swing or surface route. The game ends with fight with the boss, which is just a bigger spider. As I said earlier, we ran out of time to make different enemies, and here our work finished. For me, it was one of the best games I made on a game jam. I will use the trim texture technique more often next time, but maybe I will add some more variance to it than just a similar stone. I will also pay more attention to consistency of the graphics to not make an error like this, for example, where Big Nut had hard edges. I'm very happy that after making a mood board, I started with blockout in Unreal Engine 5 and then made the lights, because that really made the mood for the rest of the game, and I knew how to make models later to fit the graphic concept. Thanks a lot for watching. I recommend you to visit my art station and watch different videos from previous game jams. Thanks for sticking to the end, and again, thanks for watching. And see you next time. Oh, shit.